avoiding some of the dangerous 2 versus 2s. Like I can see how a Corki Blitzcrank could be dangerous very early on into the game. And Lebrov is a player that, in his hands, this champ want to try and make a dive happen of their own on the bottom side of the map. The problem is, look at mid lane. As we talked about, Caps is able to get the priority, and so he's in a position to threaten the top side of the map as well with a 4-man dive. This ward coming out from Broken Blade, going to steal away some of the Krugs.
Yoink. Yeah, and Targamas hasn't reset. Kana's on his own.
He didn't get level 3 from that, by the way. With the little yoink, Yike has to sap some experience from bot wave. Just worth the mention here is we know Kassante's going to be stronger. We know that Rumble ain't going to like this too much as the poke already starts coming through, zapping him down. Skewmon takes an unnecessary turret shot, but still no ramp up just yet. The dive begins, the rocket fizz in the air, the roots are down. It's tanked up by Lebrov. He'll end up sending the hook, but first blood goes to Kana first.
But that's a disaster. Lebrov ends up taking the kill off the back of it. Kana should just be able to TP in, collect the majority of this wave, and Kana got the kill.
This week. And my concern with these comps is while they do have great scaling angles, because of course double 80 carry, 3-item spikes, like it can do monstrous amounts of damage.
Not been to an international since 2021. I mean, how do you not talk about them? Here for KC, putting up a good argument, at least in this first game. Second game's not too bad either, as, well, there's an option here onto Vladdy. Caps has lethal tempo, flash, ulti, 1 auto away, you think, as Yike has drifted in, okay. I wonder if you know Tokyo is Yike is going to get pulled back in. The ulti in reverse under Lebrov, and here's Targamas. Pulverize him, take another one, my friend. See how it feels. Yike starts battering up. Yes, Targamas died, but I think KC were just making fun of them in that play.
1 for 1 off the back of it.
But of course, at half HP now makes it a bit difficult. KC is still on the dragon here, but there is a health disadvantage, and G2 won in.
Kana has TP though,
and the arrow sets it up quite nicely. G2 don't have an impale to work against, but the damage is there. Lebrov hit the fate sealed onto 1 is enough. Layering down with the hot pot, and Kana lets them know. G2 on the retreat. The dragon now for free, and as Yike picks up that kill, Kana is getting it wild growth. He gets sent into the air, and Caps now firing on top of the top lane, who flashes away. Skewmon trying to zone and get something out of it, because G2 desperately want a piece of the pie.
The dragon getting to about 50% HP. Skewmon confident with his HP, steps aggressively.
Doesn't have smite until about now, by the way, but it's too late. He won't go in. And the disadvantage from Yike isn't there as Caps almost popped himself. G2 have to be careful as they've lost yet a second dragon.
So another one team fight in favor of KC, and immediately forces Hans Summer to back off. The flash comes through, and it's just a nice collapses the engage.
Again, and remember, again, the follow-up we just talked about. Yike doesn't find anything though, and now Targamas is in fog of war, but that ain't a good thing. Kana gets poked out by Caps, and Targamas is just going to die after the unbreakable will. Another kill over to G2. Target dies to Caps, and now top lane is a threat. Boy, he got him. Yoink! Just like a coin machine, except you actually got something. Broken Blade breaks the machine in the end, and as Kana dies, it's Yike left alone under this turret. 4 members with the wild growth underneath the Stranglethorns rather, and Yike wants to drift his way out, at least get a Heartsteel stack. The hook's going to miss. He's still buying time. However, he can survive. Yike with the ulti, that would be interesting, but the turret is about to die anyway. Heartsteel's all you can get, and the turret drops. So does he. G2 back in the game.
G2 had the TP advantage.
Subjective.
Good vision scouting as well. Dagny, you talked about that in the draft where Kalish just sees what's up and available, who is up and available as well. No one's nearby from G2. Lebrov is beelining it up. Skewmon has to get off the Herald. The arrow is going to fly, but misses as Broken Blade starts the engage at 2.5k. It's taken by Yike. Easy hit of the eye as well, and they want to get out now with the eye in hand. But KC are thinking about better things. That's a kill. That's blood with teleport being burned from Vladdy. Root not going to connect either. G2 walk away empty-handed. KC... Well, that's Lebrov not going to hook the Scorpion. He ain't going to hook the cow. He needs real meat here as Kana
Rumble could be a good target.
Yeah, okay. Kill the Yordle, that's right.
So Rift Herald immediately goes down because Dragon is up in 5 seconds. KC want to create this dual pressure for G2, but now they buy access to that river. Yes, there you go. Didn't want to try and go into that. That's a bit unfortunate though, because no charge now just takes so much of that pressure off of G2.
So waste of a Herald. Dragon starts up. And this is G2 drawing their line in the sand. Broken Blade gets poked out to start us off.
Yeah, they're just getting chipped away at. Can G2 actually gain space onto this dragon, especially with Vladdy on the flank?
The arrow's already up for Kalista. They're just trying to buy time for that ultimate as Vladdy threatening Caps. Caps goes in.
He does go in, but 4 members still stay in River. Lebrov misses the hook there at 5k. The Dragon is still a ruse, still a bait. Kalista now with the ulti up, and with the equalizer too. G2 have to get away from the hot waters. Yike tries to run him around as the arrow zones out Skewmon. They go for the flip, they go for the take, and they find it. KC are now on soul point. G2 once again walking away like the John Travolta meme.
With the position that they have and the HP advantage, they can set the sights on the mid-tier 1, and I don't think KC can do much to respond. Pings are coming down onto the side lanes as Kana quickly tries to go bot to push that one out. He's indecisive though because he recognizes that G2's already moving into the bot side jungle, so he can't afford to overstep.
Especially as Lebrov is starting to move down, so he can't really get access to it. And for Skewmon, getting access to these places is so difficult, and it's why we're seeing it's Caps who's now on the side lane.
Yeah, who all-ins, wants to reset as well. The damage is big. Ulti's away. Vladdy might be in trouble, but the Q dodge, the ulti dodge. Caps rocket jumps out, TPs to bring the play into fruition as Kana just ult him down, but he has to flash in and burn him right into the ground. The shutdown is big as Broken Blade is now caught between 4 members, ordering attack him down, slowing and slowing and slowing. That's what the Ashe does best. But G2, as they kite back, now have an Arakan to think about, have the rest of the map to consider. The play works out, and KC at least taking Caps down.
KC collapsed better and managed to pick off Caps on the back.
Sprint at him at 600 MS, so that's something fun to watch out for as G2 invading bot side jungle. This is all the setup in a minute 45 for when that dragon spawns, something they must take. Also for the turret as Lebrov misses the hook. Arrow as well under turret. Great buffer there, but Broken Blade was still stunned up actually. Must have just pressed it as the arrow came through. He still takes damage.
G2 don't get the tower. That's all 5 members committed for the bot side. And now you get the push in mid, but it's only just buying space for Vladdy on the top side. G2 trying to scramble, but mid lane turret, I think will fall. Maybe not. Kalist. No real Void Grubs coming back to bite them a bit. He's okay, he gets it.
Nicely done. 1k gold lead. The flow of this game changing again, but one thing
G2
remains.
has to try and retake, but Vladdy TPing in, and that's a dangerous TP spot.
I'm looking at items, by the way. Caps coming in with an Infinity Edge. Lebrov hooks in the Scorpion. The engage is there, but the Impale on the hot coals. Vladdy jumps in and makes it so easy. That's right as rain. No, that's fiery as hell for G2 as they lose Lebrov. KC with 5 members, low health bars, but the Dragon's still on their mind.
Broken Blade is low and he doesn't have TP to get back into the fight.
So
he's looking for a flank.
Look at Vladdy onto Hans. I'm almost popped in an instant. Kana is going to zone them off. An Infernal Soul. If you're thinking about the fiery belows, KC have just made it so.
It's a fiery bellow from...
Now onto Arakan. Listen in. It's being started by KC.
Well, I mean, the thing for G2 was that they lost Yike. Yike went to KC. They lost Mickey, but
they did.
It's Yike now who's still standing, and he's had a fantastic series thus far. And a lot of people are looking at G2 saying, hey, they own the longest title record at 6. But it was with Yike that they got it. So Yike battling to take that record away from G2 and hold it as the longest standing player for that record.
Someone's walking away with 7, right?
Yeah.
It's either Yike or it's G2 as an organization. At the very least, KC, they've just picked up Arakan. There's a TP being burnt. It's a double. But Yike, while he's under threat, remember, he can ulti out, he can die, and he'll still come back to life, but he wants to trade in the meantime. Onto Caps, Infernal Soul makes it strong. He gets out. I think that was a bit of a buffer. Goes back and almost takes them down. G2 had to play hard and fast for that rule as Skewmon died on the other side of the map.
End up getting the flash out from Vladdy, but as you rightly said,
KC have started up this Baron.
The only difference is not many ults available, but they can still turn and burn with their damage. And quite literally, Hansama's scared to walk in, even with summoners available.
I mean, what does Lebrov do here? Like, Targamas is just zoning him away from the objective.
It's gone.
That is an easy pickup, and KC with firm control over game 2, looking to put themselves... KC, 26 minutes in, and earlier we talked about how it felt like the flow of the game was in KC's control. Well, now they've got a tight grip as G2 fighting back.
But the setup's in a really good area. The wild growth is there. Hansama might be able to do some damage, but Targamas isn't dying yet. Yike went a bit deep here, and I think the Cassante drew him in, so now he just has to die. He'll withdraw, but Hansama cannot. He'll flash, and he might die. Lebrov under turret. He's dead. There's no second chances as KC run another into the ground.
Kalista's moving straight towards that bot lane tier 2. Vladdy just pushing in mid. But KC, they end up trading 1 for 1. Caps goes in.
He does go in onto Kalist. Caps definitely goes in, but he will not be going out. These are real death as Caps is down for 45 seconds.
There's a TP from Vladdy towards that top side. KC.
Probably a steal. Skewmon gets his own blue buff, but while KC keep them busy, Kana makes mincemeat of the turret. Don't know how that works into your diet, but you can't digest that if you're G2, and I don't think you'll be able to digest this one either.
Vladdy continuing the push on the top side. Another tower going to be secured. Caps now respawns, but the mid tower as well, all across the board. KC pick apart G2.
It's 7.5.
Kalist looking to zone them from the river right now.
Vladdy, who's on bot side though, he can actually look for this flank.
Labrov, hook onto Kana, so close, the arrow misses though. A relief for G2 as the flip doesn't work from Broken Blade either. Caps tries to poke, but Kana's is just that much more influential. Caps is running down mid though with a minion wave. He'll have the inside track and objective bounty. But KC, 10 seconds till the Elder spawns. They still have the river to themselves.
They don't really have a great engage though. Targamas needs to go for the flash, pulverize if he wants to set it up, but Vladdy now in mid.
And they're on the wrong side as well. Broken Blade already chunked to half HP. Yikes zones him off. Targamas jumps on in. He'll be hooked in, but the Unbreakable Will makes it hard as the Equalizer is down as well. G2 running for their dear lives, which they'll have none of as Kalist takes one away. Hans Summer in the ground again. And G2 still being slowed. KC have every single tool in their arsenal to make sure that they go nowhere. G2 are hyped as the favorites, but KC throw that out the door.
KC just shepherd G2 to their deaths. The TP in from Caps to try and make magic happen.
But into Targamas, he's got to get a reset. He at least finds that. Yike is the next target. His old jungle friend as Broken Blade is separated from his mid laner. Vladdy gets ulted out. It's a Broken Blade ult that does a lot of work itself, and Vladdy needs to heal up and does so now while the rest of the fight is going too well for KC. It's just gold at this point for the blue wall.
G2 are throwing their bodies into that blue wall, hoping against hope that something will change, but that change is KC looking to go 2-0 against G2 in the LEC.
Caps is going to die here as well. There's an L to execute. Vladdy gets so close, picks him down. This is unbelievable.
They need to start thinking about game 3, because to turn this game around is going to be, I mean, nearly impossible.
Does feel like it, doesn't it? Every single response of a hook never goes well. I think we talked about it a bit in draft, but Lavrov, this blitzcrank pick, has not been able to find the targets it wants.
And this is something where, unfortunately, if you're in that position, you start to fall behind. The hooks only go the opposite direction. TP now in the mid lane. G2 are looking to try and set up a pick on that bot wave, but they don't even care. KC know that they just want to use this Baron of the last remnants of the Elder Dragon to crack open the base.
They'll do it with ease, won't they? It's almost an 11k gold lead. This game still feels like it's in the bin. For G2, they'll poke out as best they can, but look at the top wave being shepherded in by Kana, the level 16 Rumble, who obliterated the lane thanks to the swap, and he's never let go of that grip on Broken Blade's neck.
The siege coming into the top tier 3 tower. Few defenses remain as the base falls apart.
Arrow's blocked, but Broken Blade still gets chunked. Elder's down in 5 seconds. Vladdy tries to jump in and get an execute, however quick it may have been, but denied. Elder's now gone, but Baron's still there. The damage on the next turret is real.
Here comes the Rumble ult.
Equalizer. It's beautiful. Korean Rumble feels just like Korean Aatrox to G2. The fate sealed from Vladdy as he pulls out yet another Theos ultimate. Vladdy on a killing spree. KC on a tear. And all I can ask Europe right now as they kill and take away the champion